Okay, welcome back to Fire Force Anime Review, episode 10. This 14th episode of the Flame Burst and the 193rd chapter of the manga, The Hero and the Lion. Yeah, use the wiki site usually it's kind of a help so I figure exactly what chapters usually these episodes have. I had to look up for myself. This episode pretty much finishes up adapting chapter 47, goes through the entirety of chapters 48 and 49, and almost goes through just about the entirety of chapter 50. They actually stop with the third to last panel of the second to last page of the chapter. Chapter starts off with the captain of Company 7. I keep forgetting the guy's name. It's the captain of the group. Yeah, the one who doesn't wear like a regular Fire Force suit. The one who basically walks out, look like he's in a commode or at least some kind of strange attire. Probably a old-fashioned Japanese firefighter attire. Him and the lieutenant basically argue for a little while that basically lieutenant should want to take in charge. And of course, that's according to the captain. It's like, no, we need somebody who people will listen to. People listen to you. Like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Of course, he gets up there via flying on a flaming rod. You could almost say flying on his broomstick. Yep. And then we have the opening credits. This opening only takes about a couple minutes and goes straight to the opening credits. And then the episode picks up right where chapter 40, the last little bit of chapter 47. Yep, with the White Clan member eating a firebug. Yep, eating a firebug and becoming a horned demon. And they fight it, and then Arthur and Shin fight for a good period of time. Shira fights the archer briefly, and then she gets away. Of course, she points out, though, that when she sees his flames, it's like, you have the Kun burst. Your flames must meant to destroy humanity, not save it. It's meant to destroy humanity. Yeah, it was one point where his flames basically turned his feet into like bones. Black bones. As for what the heck caused this, the episode doesn't explain it. Nope. So, she goes off. And then, of course, Shira and Arthur are left to battle this horn inferno for quite a while. And despite the fact that, and then while this is going on, we have the captain of Company 7 basically take part, Watchtower lift up in the air, and makes an announcement. Basically gives a speech that even though, yes, there's imposters running around, yeah, it tells his group, Company 7, go put out the infernos. Everybody else, punch each other in the face. And everybody does. And I thought this was so funny. Where Okada and the captain of Company 8 says, you want to go? Nah. They even have where Moki and Toka basically go out briefly just to prove the fact they're the real deal. And they go help one of the little girls, look for the other missing girl who went missing last episode. They find her pretty easily. And it turns out, though, she was lured to that place via a promise of candy. So, and apparently it's revealed, despite the fact it's never hinted at this, apparently these girls can basically turn to flame foxes, and they fry the guys who try to give them candy. And let's see them in the episode. Shira, of course, goes around and finds the horned demon, which Shira and Arthur are fighting, and he takes up into the air because he mentions, though, because mentioned that the flashback happened last episode, that his lieutenant basically took out the last Horn Inferno by creating a giant crater. Yeah. This time, though, he basically battles him in the frickin' sky. And then, of course, the archer woman, who basically is like their sniper, fires an arrow up in the air, but Shira sees the thing, rushes up and kicks it really hard out of the way. Shira, of course, thinks, yeah, that was good. Like, he's thinking, yeah, thank you, Shira. And I'm thinking in his head about that. And then he basically destroys the Flame Inferno pretty easily after like about 20 of these flaming whatever these sticks are. Destroys the thing. And then he falls and Shira catches him. And that's the episode. Yeah, overall, really good episode. Yeah, and by the way, the Infernos are handled pretty easily. Yeah, apparently this whole town that there's about 10, it seems like about 5 or 6 Infernos, like all over the place. Oh, yeah, what happened to White Clad members? Well, the one who created the faces, you see him like a couple times in the episodes, like he's admiring his work, and then basically he sees him. You see him, like basically like thinking that his whole work is all apart. And after that, you don't see him again for the rest of the episode into the last little bit where he's ordered to retreat. It's like, okay, fine. And well, that's the last see of him. I don't think he shows up. I don't think he shows up in next arc. Not that I remember, no. But this kind of almost in a way ends this arc. But we're not done with this arc just yet. No. Well, the thing is, they'll probably have the conclusion of this handled next week, along with the start of the next arc, which is Vulcan's Workshop. Yep. Overall, this was a pretty good episode. And in case you're wondering, was there any changes from the manga for this episode? The answer, no, not really. With the exception of some dialogue changes, mostly the episodes stay pretty much the same, which is quite surprising. Yeah, I was shocked about that. I mean, I would have thought because, well, the last few episodes, basically the series, noteworthy for basically doing some changes. The changes itself are fine, but yeah, no change, surprisingly. Now on to the newest chapter of the manga. If I can get to it. I have to get to it. Hang on, this will take just a minute. Alright, provided the fact they haven't released a new chapter, which they have, thank God. Yeah, unlike last week, where it's surprising, I thought it was at least one chapter this week. Last week they released two. Yep. Chapter has his cover image of look like an Aztec warrior dressed up. Undefeatable the hero has arrived. Yeah, this character's in this chapter. Chapter basically continues the fight between Shearer and the captain of Company 1, who's under the influence of the basically the evangelist. Mm-hmm. And now the reason why they call in the anime they refer to him as the evangelist than the preacher. Yeah, my guess is because they think of it as a negative term. Evangelist probably is more acceptable for TV than, let's say, preacher become a villain. But yeah, then we see Shira basically flashback to his child. We see superhero, and then you have like this horned demon who takes away his mother and brother. Here's kind of the strange thing about this series. No one knows who his father is. No. That is a complete mystery. It's never really explored in the series I can think of. Then we see Shira's little brother. By the way, he's been alive for quite some time. Yeah, he was revealed to be alive. Like I think it was like back in the it was during the verse feature during the Preacher Pursuit arc. Yeah, that's when they found out that he was at it was I believe it was during that one. That's when they found that he was actually alive, and he just basically walks his headquarters. Shutter's like it's like in one of his words, like, "Here, boss, something's interfering with my universe." And Aurora look. And there's a flashback of Shira as a child giving his brother sort of a fist bump. He says, "Who are this form of sensation? Who can we interfere with my universe right now?" Yeah, this is particularly very weird about him. Yeah, here's the thing about Shira's brother Sho. He does acknowledge him as his brother, but he's very cold toward him. Mm-hmm. And apparently says him as a brother. Yeah, apparently he remembers now that he's actually his brother. Yep. Of course, a bit of flashback. We see the lieutenant of Company 7. And then we see look like a blind Shira basically blinded. And then we see the captain of Company 1 just seeing this. Shira's basically feet launching into the air. Comes right after goes stage 4. Hits the captain right in the face. And then we see like a coronation of a new member of the evangelist. This kid really focused on his prayers. Our grand's named Leonard. A lion that banishes evil. Let him. Yeah, actually it's not the white evangelist. I think this is from the the code of the Church of the Flame. Yeah, because in this world people worship the flame, not God. Burn this holy calling into your being. It is an honor, he says. The Christian named Leonard burns. It falls upon protecting the Empire to be its claws, its fangs. To be a lion is to avenge the Empire and banish all evil. Let him. And we go back to the fight between Shira and the captain of Squad 1, or Company 1. They fight. He kicks him in the arm. Doesn't break it, surprisingly. And Shiro says this line's like, "My kick won't be stopped no matter who I face, whether it's you, Captain Burns, or the Lord Almighty himself." And he kicks him right in the frickin' chest. And, well, then we see we're reaching stage 5. Voltage Nova. Without breaking out Yeti, whose convictions will shine through. To be continued in chapter 194, Indomitable. This was an okay chapter. It didn't feel as though it advanced this arc very much at all. No, it doesn't. It was just kind of weird. What would I give this chapter? I give this chapter roughly a surprisingly for this series because it felt as though this arc didn't really accomplish very much, just advance this arc. We have a bit of a fight. We have the fight that takes up like bits and pieces here and there. We have this new character, Leonard. Not much here at all for this chapter. Yeah. That's kind of the dumb thing about this chapter, is just more of the fight. It seems like part of the action episode of an episode of the series. That's what it seems like for this particular chapter. The whole thing with Leonard, that's just basically a brief interlude, lasts like a few pages. But most of this whole chapter is just, well, there's a little bit of Shiro's brother. Yeah, that was probably, in my opinion, the most interesting part of the episode. Where he's interfering with his universe, basically his own body somehow, maybe his memory. Yeah, this whole thing with his brother takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 pages. Yeah, it's not bad. But that's the only thing I found interesting about this chapter. And this chapter felt very quick. And it didn't feel as though this chapter accomplished much of anything aside from the fact it just reaffirmed Shiro's belief in becoming a hero. And, well, think about saving his brother, but that's really it. The Leonard thing is pretty useless. It's not interesting at all. It's just, oh, we got a new initiative member of the Church of Fire. Okay? Yeah. There is nothing to this character at all that makes me interested in this character. Well, I give this chapter roughly a 7.5. I think it feels as though this chapter was a tremendous step down from the last couple chapters that I've reviewed. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review is going to be movie review. Yep, a movie review. And we're going back to, okay, we already finished up Deadpool. Yeah, because there's only been officially 2 Deadpool movies. Well, 3 if you count X-Men Wolverine, which I don't count that. Yeah, we're going back to Wolverine without Deadpool, and he's by himself. He's not with some team like he was in X-Men Wolverine. Yeah, talk about the second Wolverine film, The Wolverine. You'll find my thoughts about that in my next video, okay? Produce the next video. Bye.